My child, I want to say something. Don't skip me. Urgent message from God. Listen, my child, you are going to be surprised. Open it. My child, I need to say something to you right now. Do not skip me. Please do not scroll away. I am speaking directly to you in this very moment, and what I am about to tell you is urgent. I have arranged this second carefully. I have watched you always move past it. I have seen your finger hesitate. Stay with me. 99% will scroll past and miss what I prepared. They will treat this as ordinary. They will assume it is just another message. They will not pause long enough to feel the weight of my voice. But you are still here. That is not accidental. That is intentional. That means something. I am interrupting your routine for a reason. I do not interrupt without purpose. I do not speak urgently without cause. You may think this is random timing, but I tell you clearly, heaven arranged this exact second. I knew when you would see this. I knew what you would be thinking. I knew what you have been carrying in your heart. My child, listen carefully. You are going to be surprised. Not someday far away. Not in a distant future. Something is forming even now. Something you have been praying for quietly. Something you almost gave up expecting. Something you told yourself would probably never happen. The enemy tried to distract you just moments ago. He whispered, keep scrolling. He said, this is not important. He hoped you would treat this lightly and move on. Because he knows that when you pause and listen, alignment strengthens. The difference between the 99% and the one who stays is attention. It is not intelligence. It is not status. It is not perfection. It is sensitivity. It is willingness to pause when I speak. You have asked me for a sign. You have asked me for reassurance. You have wondered if I still see you. I see you. I see the way you try to stay strong when you feel weak. I see the way you carry disappointment quietly. I see the prayers you stopped repeating because you felt tired of waiting. I have something to say to you personally. This is not a general word. This is not a message for a crowd. This is directed at you. You have walked through a season where silence felt louder than answers. You have endured delay after delay. You have questioned whether breakthrough would ever reach your door. But what you did not see is that I was building something in secret. There is a shift happening right now. The atmosphere around you is not the same as it was before you started reading this. Something is loosening. Something is moving. You are going to be surprised. A door that seemed closed will open unexpectedly. A person who seemed distant may reach out. An opportunity you thought had expired may return in a new form. Do not let doubt interrupt this moment. Do not tell yourself it is too good to be true. I am not teasing you. I'm preparing you. Open this immediately, not just with your eyes, but with your heart. Let belief rise. Let expectation awaken again. Let hope breathe. You are not like the 99% who scroll without listening. You stayed. That tells me something about your heart. It tells me you are hungry. It tells me you are searching. It tells me you still believe there is more. If you had scrolled away, you would not have heard this. And hearing this matters. Because when you are aware, you align. I am smiling at you right now. Not because you are perfect, but because you paused. Stay with me. The surprise is closer than you think, my child. Stop right where you are and listen to me carefully. This is not casual. This is not ordinary. This is an urgent message, and I am speaking directly to you. I am interrupting your routine on purpose. I have stepped into your scroll, into your thoughts, into your movement, because I need your full attention right now. Do not treat this like background noise. Do not assume this is just another voice. This is me calling you. You were moving through your day as usual. Perhaps you were distracted. Perhaps you were tired. Perhaps you were not even expecting to hear from me in this way. But I chose this exact second to speak. I chose this moment to interrupt the pattern of your day. I saw where you were heading mentally. I saw the heaviness you were carrying. I saw the questions forming in your heart. And I said, now, this is not random timing. Nothing about this is random. I am not a God of coincidence. I am a God of precision. Every second unfolds under my authority. Every moment carries potential when I decide to move. You think you found this message, but I guided you to it. You think you paused by chance, but I slowed you down. You think you are here because of curiosity, but I drew you here with intention. Heaven arranged this exact second. Before this day began, I knew you would be here. Before you woke up, I had already marked this moment. I saw your heart's condition. I saw your level of readiness. I saw the urgency of what is forming around you. And I knew this could not wait. There are times when I whisper gently over long seasons. There are times when I allow quiet growth. But there are also times when I speak urgently because timing is critical. This is one of those times. The enemy understands timing too. He knows when you are close to something significant. He knows when heaven has arranged a shift. That is why distraction increases at crucial moments. That is why your mind suddenly feels tempted to scroll past. That is why a voice whispers, "This is not important." That whisper is not from me. Do not scroll away. Do not treat this lightly. I am not repeating this because I am desperate. I am repeating it because you are standing at a moment of alignment. When you choose to stay, you cooperate with what I am doing. When you pause and listen, you strengthen the connection between heaven and your circumstance. You have asked me for clarity before. You have asked me for confirmation. You have said, "Lord, show me what to do." And when I show you, you must not walk away. Urgency does not mean fear. Urgency means significance. It means this moment carries weight. Type, "I choose you" again and again. Jesus, if your heart will never turn back from him. If this were not important, I would not interrupt you. If this were not sacred, I would not insist. But this second matters. Your attention matters. Your response matters. I know your habits. I know how quickly you move from one thing to another. I know how easily the noise of life can swallow moments of stillness. That is why I am pressing gently but firmly, "Stay here." Do not scroll away. Do not let your mind drift. Do not assume you can come back later and receive the same impact. Some moments are time sensitive. Some invitations are meant to be answered immediately. This is not about pressure. It is about alignment. You may feel a small tension inside you right now. That is because you sense that this is different. You sense that this is not just emotional language. There is weight behind these words. There is intention behind this interruption. I am calling you to be present, fully present, not half listening, not distracted, fully aware that I am speaking. Heaven arranged this exact second because something is forming in your life that requires preparation. You cannot step into what is ahead if you ignore the instruction now. You cannot receive what is prepared if you refuse to listen when called. You are not here by accident. You are not reading this randomly. You are not paused here without purpose. I have seen your struggles. I have heard your silent prayers. I know the pressure you are under. And I know the shift that is near. But the shift requires your attention. The breakthrough requires your focus. The surprise that is forming requires your awareness. Do not scroll away and become part of those who miss divine interruptions. Do not treat sacred timing like ordinary content. This is not content. This is calling. You are standing at a crossroad of attention. One path is distraction. The other is obedience. Choose obedience. Choose presence. Choose to remain. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for attentiveness. Stay with me in this moment. Let your thoughts quiet. Let your breathing slow. Let your heart open. This is an urgent message because what comes next builds on this now. I do not speak urgency without reason. I do not interrupt without design. Heaven arranged this exact second for you. Do not scroll away. Stay. Listen. Receive. My child, I need you to understand something clearly. But will miss this moment. Not because they are unloved. Not because they are rejected. But because they are distracted. Distraction is one of the enemy's quietest weapons. It does not look dangerous. It will not feel threatening. It feels normal. It feels harmless. It feels like just another scroll, just another swipe, just another second passed without thought. But behind that normal feeling is a spiritual strategy. The enemy rarely attacks with loud fear at first. He attacks with distraction. He does not need to destroy your faith if he can simply dilute your focus. He does not need to shout lies if he can keep you too busy to hear truth. And that is why 99% scroll past moments like this. They are not evil. They are unfocused. They are not hated. They are hurried. You live in a time where your attention is constantly under attack. Every second something calls for your eyes. Every moment something competes for your thoughts. Your focus is pulled in 10 directions at once. And when your focus is scattered, your sensitivity weakens. When your attention is divided, your awareness fades. The enemy understands that miracles require attention. Breakthrough requires awareness. Alignment requires presence. If he can keep you distracted, he does not have to block the miracle. He only has to make you miss it. Scrolling is not sinful in itself, but endless scrolling can numb your spirit. It can train your mind to move quickly without depth. It can make sacred moments feel ordinary. When you scroll without pause, you treat everything the same. And when everything feels the same, you fail to recognize what heaven is speaking. Doubt works hand in hand with distraction. Doubt whispers, "This is not for you." Doubt says this is just emotion. Doubt convinces you that nothing will change anyway. And when doubt combines with distraction, you move on without even realizing what you just passed. The enemy does not always block your blessing. Sometimes he simply keeps you from noticing it. He knows that attention is agreement. When you pause and listen, you are agreeing with what I am saying. When you slow down and receive, you are aligning with what I am doing. So he tries to keep you moving. Most will miss it because they do not want to sit still long enough to feel conviction. They do not want to slow down long enough to sense that something sacred is happening. It is easier to keep scrolling than to lean in. It is easier to dismiss than to believe. But you are still here. And that is the difference. The difference between the 99% and the one who stays is not intelligence. It is not spiritual ranking. It is hunger. It is sensitivity. It is the willingness to pause when something inside says, wait. You felt something when you read these words. A small tug. A quiet wave. A sense that this might matter. That is spiritual awareness. And awareness is the doorway to miracle. Miracles are not random explosions of blessing. They are moments of divine alignment. Alignment happens when heaven speaks and you respond. If heaven speaks and you scroll away, alignment weakens. If heaven calls and you ignore, connection fades. The 99% will scroll because they are used to constant movement. Their hearts have become trained to skim, not to sit. They treat everything as temporary content. But sacred moments require stillness. I am not saying this to judge them. I am saying this to awaken you. You must understand the value of attention. Attention is currency in the spirit. What you focus on grows stronger. When you focus on noise, noise grows. When you focus on my voice, clarity grows. Please support our channel. Our work is dedicated to bringing happiness into your life and guiding you in devotion to God. If you would like to support our mission, you can donate through Super Thanks. The enemy tries to convince you that this is just another message. He hopes you will place it in the same category as everything else. But this is not entertainment. This is invitation. The miracle requires attention because attention creates space. When you give me your attention, you create room for my movement. When you stay, you position yourself under open heaven. When you listen fully, you allow truth to break doubt. The 99% will miss it because they underestimate small moments. They think breakthrough must feel dramatic. They think heaven must shout loudly. But often, I speak in quiet urgency. You are not like the 99% because you paused. That pause matters more than you realize. That pause shows hunger. That pause shows openness. That pause shows you are not numb. Distraction is subtle. It feels harmless. But over time, it trains your heart to move too fast to feel. And when you move too fast, you miss the sacred. I am calling you to be different. To not rush past what could change you. To not dismiss what could align you. To not scroll away from what I arranged. The difference between many and the one who stays is simple. Attention. The one who stays recognizes weight. The one who stays senses presence. The one who stays values timing. You stayed. That means something. And because you stayed, you are positioned differently. Because you listened, you are aligned differently. Because you did not scroll away, you are aware of what others will miss. The miracle is not only about what happens externally. It is about what shifts internally. Attention sharpens faith. Presence strengthens connection. Do not become like the 99% who treat sacred interruption as ordinary noise. Remain the one who pauses. Remain the one who listens. Remain the one who values divine timing. because what most miss is often what changes everything. And you did not miss it, my child. I have something to say to you. Not to the crowd. Not to everyone at once. To you. This is personal. This is intentional. This is not a general encouragement floating in the air. I am speaking directly into your life, into your story, into the quiet spaces you rarely let anyone see. You have wondered before if I truly see you. You have questioned whether your tears mattered. You have asked silently, Lord, are you watching? Do you know what I am carrying? I know. I have always known. I saw the nights when you felt overwhelmed but did not tell anyone. I saw the times you cried in private and then wiped your face before walking back into the room as if everything was fine. I saw the strength you forced yourself to show when inside you felt tired. I saw your waiting. I saw how long you held on to hope before it began to feel heavy. I saw the way you kept praying even when answers did not come quickly. I saw you question yourself. I saw you question me. And I was not offended by your questions. I understood your pain. There were moments when you felt invisible. Moments when you felt like others were moving forward while you stayed in the same place. You watched doors open for them while yours remained closed. You celebrated them outwardly, but inwardly you wondered when it would be your turn. I heard that silent whisper in your heart. You did not always say your prayers loudly. Sometimes they were just thoughts. Sometimes they were just tears. Sometimes they were just a tired breath that carried more emotion than words ever could. And I collected every one of them. Nothing about your struggle has been hidden from me. The disappointment you tried to bury, I saw it. The rejection you never spoke about, I felt it with you. The fear you carried quietly, I understood it fully. You are not unseen. You are not unheard. You are not forgotten. I have something to say to you that connects directly to those past prayers. The ones you almost stopped praying. The ones you felt embarrassed to repeat. The ones you whispered and then told yourself, maybe it's too much to ask. Those prayers were not ignored. They were stored. The surprise forming in your life is not random. It is connected to seeds you planted in faith long ago. It is connected to tears you shed when no one was watching. It is connected to moments when you chose to trust me even when nothing changed immediately. You may have thought those prayers expired. You may have assumed they were unanswered. But there is a difference between unanswered and unfolding. What feels delayed is often developing. There were things that needed to align before the answer could appear. There were pieces that had to move into place. There were hearts that had to soften. There were doors that had to close before the right one could open. You were being shaped in the waiting, and so was the blessing. My child, I know how hard it has been for you to keep believing. I know how many times you told yourself not to expect too much. I know how many times you protected your heart from disappointment by lowering your hope. But I am restoring that hope now. The surprise is not separate from your past prayers. It is connected. It is rooted in them. It is the continuation of a conversation you began with me a long time ago. You prayed for clarity. I am bringing it. You prayed for provision. I'm aligning it. You prayed for restoration. I am working on it. You prayed for confirmation that I am near. And this moment is part of that confirmation. You may not recognize the blessing immediately when it arrives because it may not look exactly like you imagined. But it will carry peace. It will carry confirmation. It will feel aligned in a way that anxiety cannot imitate. I want you to release the fear that it is too late. It is not too late. I am not late. Timing is not random in my kingdom. What is coming has been timed carefully. I also want you to release the fear that you are unworthy. The surprise is not based on perfection. It is based on promise. You do not earn my goodness. You receive it. There were times when you almost gave up completely. Times when you said, maybe this is just how it will always be. But even when your faith felt small, I did not cancel the plan. Even when your hope felt weak, I did not withdraw the promise. Divine reassurance is not loud and dramatic. It is steady and sure. I am reassuring you now, your tears mattered. Your waiting was not wasted. Your hidden struggles were not ignored. I saw you when you doubted yourself. I saw you when you felt behind. I saw you when you felt overlooked. And I have been working quietly to remind you that you are neither behind nor forgotten. The surprise forming is not meant to confuse you. It is meant to comfort you. It is meant to show you that I am involved in the details of your life. It is meant to remind you that heaven has not been silent. It has been active. You are not reading this by accident. You are not still here by chance. You are here because I have something to say directly to your heart. I saw your tears. I heard your prayers. I felt your waiting. And I am responding. Stay steady. Stay open. Stay believing. Because what is coming carries my signature, my child. Listen to me carefully now. The surprise you have been waiting for is not sitting still in some distant place. It is already moving. You may not see it yet with your natural eyes, but in the spirit there has been a shift. The atmosphere around your life is not the same as it was yesterday. Something has changed. Something has begun. You have grown used to heaviness. You have grown used to delay. You have grown used to preparing yourself for disappointment before allowing yourself to hope. But I am telling you now, the atmosphere is shifting. The weight that once pressed against your chest is loosening. The tension that lived quietly in your thoughts is weakening. You may not fully understand it, but you can sense it. There is a calm forming where there was anxiety. There is expectation rising where there was doubt. This is not imagination. This is movement. Chains that held you in disbelief are breaking. Not with loud noise, but with quiet authority. The chain that told you nothing will change is cracking. The chain that whispered you will always struggle like this is losing its hold. The chain that convinced you this is just your fate is being removed. You carried those chains longer than you should have. They shaped your thinking. They shaped your posture. They shaped the way you spoke about your future. But I did not create you to live bound by low expectation. I did not design you to shrink your hope to protect your heart. As the chains break, you will notice something subtle. Your thoughts will begin to shift. Instead of assuming the worst, you will begin to consider the possibility of good. Instead of bracing for loss, you will begin to expect blessing. This is how freedom feels at first: quiet, steady, real. The surprise is already moving because preparation is complete. I have been working behind the scenes, aligning what you could not see. While you were waiting, I was positioning. While you were doubting, I was building. While you were tired, I was strengthening what was forming. There is someone or something prepared to bless you. It did not happen suddenly. It did not appear out of nowhere. It has been shaped carefully. I have stirred the heart. I have arranged the conversation. I have aligned timing. I have opened a path. You may not even realize who it is yet. You may not recognize the form it will take, but it is moving toward you. And when it arrives, it will feel intentional. It will feel aligned. It will feel like confirmation. The breakthrough will not feel forced. It will not feel chaotic. It will feel right. You have been in a season where you felt stuck, like you were pushing against something invisible, like progress was always one step away but never arriving. That pressure is lifting. That invisible barrier is weakening. Sudden breakthroughs often follow long periods of silent preparation. You see the sudden moment, but you do not see the months of quiet alignment behind it. When the door opens, it will seem quick, but it hath been forming slowly. Comment, you are holy, worthy, and forever my Lord, if his reign burns brightly in your heart. The shift in atmosphere is not just around you, it is within you. You are not reacting the same way you used to. You are not as quick to give up. You are not as quick to assume defeat. That internal shift is proof that something external is close. I want you to remain steady now. Do not let doubt return at the final moment. Do not convince yourself that nothing will happen. The enemy will try to whisper that this is just emotion. But emotion fades quickly. What is happening now is deeper. You may feel anticipation rising in your spirit. That is not foolish hope. That is awareness of movement. The surprise may come in a way you did not expect. It may be a message. It may be an opportunity. It may be reconciliation. It may be provision. But when it arrives, it will carry peace. You will not have to force it. You will not have to chase it desperately. It will come with alignment. Chains are breaking. The atmosphere is shifting. The preparation is complete. The movement has begun. You are closer than you think. Stay alert. Stay open. Stay believing. Because the surprise is not waiting to start. It is already moving toward you. My child, open immediately. Do not hesitate. Do not overthink. Do not wait for another sign to confirm what I am already speaking to you. Obedience activates the miracle. It is not the size of your strength that moves heaven. It is the speed of your yes. There are moments when reflection is wise, but there are also moments when delay becomes disobedience dressed as caution. This is not a time to pause in doubt. This is a time to respond in trust. When I say open, I am not pressuring you with fear. I am inviting you into alignment. Obedience is powerful because it creates movement. When you respond quickly to my voice, you step into agreement with my timing. Agreement releases flow. Flow releases breakthrough. When you hesitate unnecessarily, you interrupt momentum. I do not say this to threaten you. I say this to awaken you. There are opportunities that are time-sensitive. There are doors that open for a moment and then close if ignored. It is not punishment. It is timing. When the fruit is ripe, it must be picked. When the door unlocks, it must be walked through. Delay can cause missed opportunity, not because I withdraw my love, but because you step out of alignment. Alignment requires cooperation. I arrange the moment. You respond. That partnership creates the miracle. You have delayed before in other seasons. You felt the nudge but waited. You sensed the call but hesitated. And sometimes you later wondered what might have happened if you had moved sooner. I do not bring this up to shame you. I bring it up to remind you that you have learned. Faith requires quick response. Faith is not passive agreement. It is active trust. When I speak and you respond, you demonstrate belief. When I nudge and you step forward, you activate what I have prepared. Quick obedience does not mean reckless action. It means confident trust. It means you do not need endless proof before you move. You know my voice. You recognize my urgency. You sense the weight of this moment. Urgency does not mean panic. Urgency means significance. There is a difference. Panic is driven by fear. Urgency is driven by purpose. I am not asking you to rush anxiously. I am asking you to respond confidently. The enemy tries to slow you down with doubt. He whispers, "Wait and see." He says, "You can respond later." He hopes that hesitation will cool your faith. He hopes that distraction will dilute your response. But this is not the time to cool down. This is the time to lean in. Opening immediately signals trust. It tells heaven that you are attentive. It tells your spirit that you value my voice. It tells fear that it no longer controls your decisions. When obedience is delayed, momentum weakens. But when obedience is immediate, alignment strengthens. Favor flows more freely when you move with me rather than after me. You do not need to understand every detail before you open. Understanding often follows obedience, not the other way around. Clarity grows as you step forward, not as you stand still. The miracle is not waiting on my power. It is waiting on your agreement. I have prepared the path. I have arranged the timing. I have aligned the pieces. Your response completes the connection. Do not let overthinking steal this moment. Overthinking disguises itself as wisdom, but sometimes it is fear looking for more control. Trust does not demand complete explanation. Trust responds because it knows my character. You know I am not careless with you. You know I do not lead you into harm. You know I do not manipulate you with false urgency. If I am speaking clearly now, it is because the moment carries weight. Open immediately, not with anxiety, but with assurance. Not because you are afraid to miss out, but because you believe me. The door in front of you is not permanent. It is timed. That does not mean you are fragile. It means this season is precise. Precision requires cooperation. When you move quickly in faith, you step into acceleration. When you hesitate in doubt, you slow what was ready to flow. I am not threatening you with loss. I am inviting you into fullness. I am not trying to scare you into action. I am calling you into trust. Feel the difference in your spirit. Fear feels tight. Faith feels steady. Urgency without fear feels clear. Open now because you trust me. Open now because you recognize my voice. Open now because you understand that obedience is partnership. You are not powerless in this moment. You are positioned, and your response matters. Move with me, not behind me. Open immediately. My child, you are not like the 99% who scroll past and move on. You are still here. You pause. You listened. You felt the weight of my voice and you did not ignore it. That alone sets you apart. It was not accident. It was not random curiosity. It was sensitivity. It was hunger. It was the quiet pull of your spirit responding to mine. Right, you are the steady anchor of my soul. If Jesus has become your unshakable foundation, and share this video.